Ladies and gentlemen, Alicia Wolfe.
Morning, RFMA. Howdy. So, show of hands, one more show of hands, that is. How many of us stayed at a hotel last night? All right. Have you ever been in a hotel room and the temperature's too hot? You go up to the, yep, okay, we got a couple of them out there. You go up to the thermostat, just start mashing that button as hard as you can while you frantically call the front desk. What happens next? They send a facilities magician up, right? And you're both looking at this thermostat with the only data you have available, temperature and that the unit is running. The temperature it should be and the temperature it currently is. Hopefully, that facilities magician brought all the right tools. They start their troubleshooting process, and fingers crossed they quickly fix the issue. But what's happening in the meantime? You're getting more frustrated, you're hot, and now that facilities person has been distracted from their essential duties. What if this process could have looked a little bit differently? What if the unit controller could have alerted that facilities person ahead of time that the issue was happening in your room before you even arrived? And that facilities professional could review the alarm, check the data on the unit, and then resolve the issue, and nobody would have been any the wiser. In the restaurant industry, the indoor environment is just as critical for customer satisfaction, but we usually don't have on-site facilities magicians. And instead, we have to call somebody to travel to our site, so it takes longer to resolve comfort issues, it distracts our facilities team, and it ends up running up our bill with our contractors. If there is just one thing that you get from this presentation today, it is this: there are better ways to manage our facilities, and they are not financially out of reach. Moving to smart, connected building automation systems and away from the traditional thermostats that we currently see in restaurants today, we can address lagging KPIs by improving energy efficiency, reducing utility and system lifecycle costs, increasing the reliability of our systems, and giving ourselves the ability to access and remotely resolve issues. As we dive into the term building automation, I'll break it down into three main categories. We'll start with the 7-day programmable thermostat. This is a small step up from a traditional thermostat, since you can set your temperature and a 7-day schedule. That hopefully matches your occupancy hours. The trouble with these thermostats is that they're typically programmed when the unit is installed, usually not in line with actual operating hours or comfortable temperatures for the space. So what happens? They get overridden by somebody on site doing the right thing, and it results in the unit running 24/7 at a really inefficient temperature setting, which increases our energy spend and drastically puts a lot more wear and tear on our equipment. But since these thermostats can only be seen on site, nobody knows until something breaks. The next level up for automating your building is the smart thermostat. Smart thermostats are a small step up from the 7-day programmable thermostat in that they can also show you temperature, turn the unit on and off, and do 7-day scheduling. But today's smart thermostats have additional capabilities, like providing low-level optimization of energy use through optimal start-stop, the ability to be viewed and managed and controlled remotely, either stat by stat or from an enterprise front end, where you can view and control multiple units in multiple stores from the same platform. Using the limited trending available from these smart thermostats, hot and cold calls can now go through at least a minor remote triage process before anybody is dispatched to site. The next level up in building automation is a light commercial control system. These are essentially like a building management and control system that you might see in a more complex commercial building, but they've actually been simplified and cost optimized for the light commercial market and the simpler systems we see in restaurants today. These systems can bring in actual diagnostic information from the units, provide alarming directly to facilities teams for critical issues. They can track and trend critical system points. They can even provide whole building control or monitoring, which could include other building systems like lighting, kitchen equipment, and refrigeration. You also have the ability with these systems to manage multiple locations from an enterprise front end, so you can securely and remotely access the system from one web page. Oh my goodness. We've even seen some facilities teams leverage these capabilities to resolve 40% of issues remotely without anyone having to go to site. As an example of the power of these systems beyond HVAC, we had a quick serve restaurant client in Destin, Florida that had issues with someone leaving the freezer door open. Sound familiar to anyone? It was causing a bunch of food waste and huge utility bills. Using the control system, they set up an alarm that sends to their team when the freezer door is left open, so they can resolve it ASAP versus finding out God knows when. Go figure, it was the delivery driver, and the company was able to resolve that directly and in real time. One small contactor on a freezer door saved them thousands in energy costs, food waste, and headaches. Investing in a light commercial control system will help you manage comfort, reduce your repair times, save money, and best of all, get people off your back quicker. But how could we possibly pay for this, right? That's always the first thing that comes to mind. It's critical to remember that 80% of the cost of a system is in the life cycle of that system, in the operations and maintenance. So we'll do a quick ROI analysis of these different types of systems to see, is there any payback? We'll start with the 7-day programmable thermostat. So as you can see over here, the first line. And we're going to assume it's being operated like we heard about before, not very efficiently. When we install a smart thermostat and do the most basic proactive temperature and schedule management of the unit, we start to see a significant savings of nearly $1,700 per year, paying itself back in just a year and a half. This is not including any potential repair and maintenance cost savings. These numbers not only speak to us on the facility side, but the bean counters are going to love these paybacks too. Now looking at the next level, the light commercial control system, assuming it's only touching the HVAC system. Although the first cost is higher than the other options, the additional energy savings and service call savings allow for this investment to pay back in just 3.5 years. Mind you, I'm very conservative here. What seemed out of reach cost-wise is now starting to make real business sense. In summary, the building automation industry has gone through significant transformation that has brought previously out of reach technology into the hands of anyone looking to improve their bottom line. When considering the lifecycle costs and value that are now available through smart, connected building automation systems, I think we can all agree that the traditional thermostat and 7-day programmable thermostat should be banned from the building. Thank you.